Good evening. I'm Brandon Fess, and I'm here to introduce you to the Handbook of North American Indians. The Handbook is a comprehensive study of the native peoples of North America. It's essentially a guide to native tribes with individual volumes on major cultural aspects. The work has a very interesting publication history. The first volume came out in 1978, the most recent one in 2008. They comprise 15 of the originally planned 20 volumes, as you can see here. While funding has been cut, and we will not be getting the remaining volumes, what volumes have been published all work as standalone pieces. Indeed, the work is most commonly encountered as single or a few volumes within a library collection. The complete 15 volumes that have been published are pretty rare to see as a group. The work was published by the Smithsonian Institution through the U.S. Government Printing Office. General Editor William Sturtevant, who was one of the great scholars of Native America in the 20th century. Each volume has its own volume editor, the specialist. Contributor lists are provided for each volume. Contributors are a mix of historians and anthropologists, along with educators, social service agents, missionaries, and even native speakers. The volumes are particularly noteworthy for the excellent maps they include, which are actually the basis for the maps you'd see in almost any other work on native groups, showing different tribal boundaries. I'm going to focus on volume 15, which is the volume about the Northeast. Therefore, it's most relevant to us in New York State. We're going to look at the Iroquoian peoples and the chapters on them. When the books discuss a particular cultural group, they follow this pattern. First will be a chapter on the basic cultural patterns found within that particular group, looking at the commonalities within religion and lifestyle. There will be a chapter on the prehistory of the peoples, looking at their history before white contact. A chapter about languages. Linguistics are one of the most important subjects in determining the relationships and early history of native groups, so these chapters are particularly important. They can be quite technical, but are worth looking at. Finally, there are the chapters about the tribes themselves. Some of the chapters are geographically based, looking at small groups that lived in a certain area, or at groups that no longer exist. However, there are also many chapters dedicated to surviving tribes. Tribes that are of major cultural importance or large size today will have multiple chapters, including chapters focused on unique elements of their living culture. I would be remiss in not pointing out the quality of the illustrations in the work. While it is in black and white, the books are quite heavily illustrated and the level of detail is fantastic. If you're looking for images of native peoples, particularly at the time of white contact, this is one of the best sources out there. In summary, the Handbook of North American Indians is a truly essential resource to be familiar with, whether you're a specialist in history and social science or not. It is incredibly detailed, richly illustrated, and mapped, and is something that you should be able to recommend to people of all ages. The writing is clear, concise, and very, very informative. In short, this is an extraordinary resource and one that you should be able to use in many different contexts. Thank you for your time.